question is, how is Tommy out of stage?
Oh, good question. Okay, that's cool.
Yes, everyone wants to know it, including me. Yes.
That's great. That's a good question. Okay, so honestly, she's just the same. Tommy, Tommy just she is exactly how she is in this very true way. And I think that's why she has the fans that she does. I don't know that the fans know that, but I will tell you, for me, she's identical. She, yeah, more makeup, more dress up, of course, more, more. I mean, I'm in a hoodie today. When I go on stage, of course, I wear, stage clothes. So now is my off time. But Tommy walks onto the stage the same way that she was when she was backstage, just with more, more exciting clothing. She's identical. She's calm, slow, funny, um,
Oh,
loves to laugh. Um, Honestly, she's the same. And I remember before I met her, I remember there was a TV show, a music show on
mhm,
Japanese TV. I used to love that show. It was called Hey Hey Hey. And I remember seeing her on that show as Tommy, not as Brilliant Green. She just debuted as Tommy. And she
mhm.
walked on in a very 80s outfit and having fun. And I really remember that interview, the way she was talking and the way she was being. I'm like, that's an interesting character that you've designed. And then I met her and I was like, oh, it's not a character. It's an extension of exactly how she is. That's amazing. So she hasn't had to like market this brand new like avatar because that's what she is. It's exactly who she is, in my opinion. So to answer the question, she's a really fun person. She loves being the center of the jokes and being in the middle there and being the loudest laugh, which is really endearing, I think. She's very funny. She's got a sharp wit about her, very funny, very intelligent, very, very, knows exactly what she wants. But she's cool, she's cool. When as a hired person, not a friend as much as I am, first of all, someone who I'm working with her as like I'm part of her working team. I think she's very professional. She's very she does everything for Tommy Heavenly, for Tommy February, and for the Brilliant Green. All of her way to be is about making that as big as possible, as successful as possible, and as fun as possible for the fans. And so as someone working for that, that's what I want to do as well. I want to help that to be bigger and more. That's how it works. That's how it should be. You should be 100% about what you're doing. And it must be amazing for people like that who what they're selling, the
Mhm.
products they have is themselves. It's actually what they're selling is their product. And so she lives it, but in a
That's
very I don't know, I can't explain it very well, but what I will
no,
say is
it's
I
okay.
think she walks on stage exactly who she is and she comes off again exactly the same person. It's very interesting to me.
But I mean, if some fans have the opportunity to meet her, and if she is in February mood or heavenly mood, what do you recommend to meet her in heavenly or February mood?
I don't
Or
I
she's the same? Or I mean,
think
her mood is the same as Tommy.
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah, I see what you're saying. So I think artists are humans, so like everyone is, and people have
mhm,
up days and down days. I mean, you can meet someone on a good day and they'll be incredible. Actually, I'll get before I go say to Tommy, let me give you the Taylor Swift story. Okay. When I
okay.
first met Taylor Swift. So I met Taylor Swift when we were on stage getting ready to play for her. So she had just
Mhm,
walked on and then we'll do sound check. We didn't meet beforehand, nothing like this. So I'm on stage with my guitar. Okay. I don't know if you know my guitar, but I have lyrics on my guitar. My lyrics are on my guitar as a sticker. So she walked on and she looked really unhappy. Like she looked jet lagged. She looked pissed off. And I was like, all of us were like, okay, she's obviously not a very nice person in real life. That's what we thought. We really thought that when we first saw her because she did not look happy to be there. Something had made her angry, it looked like. And she walks on stage angry. And she just suddenly goes, sorry, guys, sorry. Hello, how's everyone doing today? Thank you so much for your time. And she just suddenly just switched. And the whole room just went, oh, thank goodness. She's a
Ah,
nice person. Oh, she's actually really nice.
yes.
It was incredible. And she just switched into, I'm sorry, I'm in a bad mood right now and I shouldn't be, because you've all got here, you're all here to, to do a job and to help me. So sorry. And she just suddenly switched and became this really nice person. And it was lovely. And I remember her going, walking down the line saying hello to everyone. And she looked at me and she looked at my guitar, and I could see her trying to look. She's looking at the lyrics and she's like remembering them. And I know when that happens, because I look at things like that and I try and think, oh, how can I make that into a song for me? And I could see her doing this. And I just kind of just like moved my guitar behind my body so she couldn't steal my lyrics, because I was worried that she would do that. It was just a really funny moment. Anyway, all to say, people have moods, people have different, moments in their
Yes.
day. She'd probably traveled from, I don't know, Argentina maybe, all the way to Japan, 25-hour journey, whatever. I don't know, I have no idea. But for a moment, she was just really unhappy. So I can imagine if you've caught Tommy on a bad day for whatever reason, maybe she might be a bit snappy, or I don't know. Everyone has those moments. If you catch Tommy on a day where she sees that you really are a fan, I don't know, you've bought her CD or you've bought her T-shirt or something like that. It's going to sound silly, but artists like that when they really know that you've bought something, they really like that. They're grateful. You actually have bought something that they've spent time trying to make, time trying to create. That's where that's where they kind of come alive. I don't know if that sounds strange or not, but I understand that feeling. It's not that it's you're someone on social media, it's that you've actually bought something. And like if I look at you now with your posters behind you, you clearly love her. You've spent time,
Yes, I'm
you've
crazy fan.
dedicated that's really important, I think, to artists. I think that's what they want. That's what they appreciate. So if you can demonstrate that to them, I think that makes them feel good, rather
Yes.
than you're demanding something from them just because they're famous, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm really answering the question, but
No, yes, I got it. I know, for example, when I went to the river set, I met the cast, and all the cast were very kind with me. Well,
yeah,
to me,
yeah.
and I have the opportunity to meet only Madeleine Petch and Vanessa Morgan from the
Uh,
show, and well, they signed everything I take from my house,
oh,
my items about Riverdale,
there you go.
and they told me, "Whoa, thank you so much for buying it." I didn't know someone have Nil City,
That's,
you know.
yeah, yeah.
So they were really happy, and I would say, "Oh my God, yes! If you show your love for the artist, they will be very, very grateful with you."
It's true. I don't mean to suddenly talk about my stuff, but like when I make a hoodie, for example, and I've spent time to try and make it, or I make the artwork for the CD, it's when I'm making it, all of my body is going into that design. All of my thinking, my heart, my spirit, my soul, everything is focused on that. And then you release it, on social media, and someone goes, oh yeah, it's good. Or someone goes, that's rubbish. Many people have done better stuff than that. And a few people go, I love that. Oh, and they talk about it in this beautiful way for them. You've got to understand, as an artist, that is so special. And it makes you feel really, really good that someone
Good.
connect to that making. It's valuable. So these guys, for example, in Riverdale, whoever it is that you've met, if they haven't actually made it, because they're just acting, right? They're not actually writing the script and making it, but it's very important to them because of their part in the show. If you've
Yeah.
shown something that they think, wow, you bought a T-shirt, and wow, suddenly they're like, that's amazing. I understand how that
Yeah.
feels. I really do.
Okay, yay. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for that question. The next one is your favorite song from Tommy?
Oh, I love that question. So we talked about Angel Fade. I
Oh,
remember when
yes.
I first heard Angel Fade. I was really impressed with that, and I kind of knew that was going to it was going to come out really well. I wrote that one really quickly because it was such a strong melody and such a strong sound. It just fit really well. So I'd say for me personally, Angel Fade I really like. I'm Your Devil, man. When that came out, I remember the process so well. It was the first time I went to her studio. It was the first time I wrote lyrics for her. It was the first time we were doing rap on there. We were doing singing on there. I did the intro, as you said, the intro vocals. So for me, that whole experience was wonderful. But I'll say that There Will Be Love There, the debut single of the Brilliant Green. I remember really, really well hearing that for the first time. I was in Kyoto. I guess she had just moved from Kyoto to Tokyo because that was the big debut. 1 million people pre-ordered that on CD. Pre-order, 1 million people. So overnight, she was an absolute sensation as the Brilliant Green. I remember that really, really well, living in Kyoto and seeing that and seeing it happen and beginning that. And as I said, I was a big fan of Oasis, and that sound, that kind of vibe, the kind of the slow ballads, guitar ballad, kind of like aggressive sounding production. I thought that was a brilliant song. And I've said it to her many times since I met her. There Will Be Love There is a title that a native English person wouldn't come up with. That is a unique title that sounds good, like it's good English, but it's not typical English. And so it's
Okay.
absolutely unique. And I said that to her one of the times I first met her, and she's like, "Really? Really?" It's like, yes. You don't even realize, as a foreigner, as a native English person reading that, there's something in that way that you've come up with that is stunning, stunning. I really, really thought that was excellent. She's like, "Oh, I didn't even know." Why would you? When you're a native Japanese person, you wouldn't necessarily know. But I complimented her on that. I thought that was incredible. So for me, There Will Be Love There. That is a fantastic piece of music, in my opinion.
So that's your favorite song
Yeah,
from Tommy all time.
yeah.
Wow.
That one, I'm Your Devil, and Angel Fate are the three that for me are
So
my
it's from
favorite.
Tommy Ferrari, Angel Fate.
Correct. Tommy Heavenly, I'm
And
Your Devil.
Lee, I'm Your Devil, and the Brilliant Green, there we love there.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Whoa. Nice, nice,
There's
nice.
more, but those three, I'll give you those three, I think are really good. Yeah. Hey, my
Right now, I
hey,
think
my
my
friends.
favorite
Yeah.
from Tommy Ferrari it's Cupcake Angels. I don't know, it makes me happy.
Yeah. The
So
title is just lovely, right? It's just lovely.
yes,
Yeah.
but those songs are great too. Have you toured in worldwide tour?
With Tommy,
Yes.
no. I think there's a few reasons for that, but I don't think Tommy is she's not really interested in doing the worldwide tour thing, or she wasn't anyway. It just wasn't part of what her band's setup was supposed to be. Um, I don't think even with Brilliant Green, I don't think they did much touring. Um, I don't know why. Just some bands do, some bands don't. I know that she had offers. I know that offers have come from like comic conventions and things like this, and I think she would think about doing those. But like I said, the pandemic hit, everything stops. The money was a bit tight, I think, for those things as well. It wasn't as much as it probably should have been. She's a big artist, and she can do, she can command some big figures, and I think she should. When I was with Asian Kung Fu Generation, TM Revolution, they were there on the same show. And I've done lyrics with TM Revolution, so there's big budgets are possible. It was great to see him. I think we were in Brazil, and I walked in the door, and there he was. He's like, "Oh my God, what are you doing here?" We're playing at the thing. So am I, and it was just really interesting. Tsuchiya Anna, do you know who Anna Tsuchiya is?
Oh
She was
no.
also
Yes,
there.
I think yes.
Okay.
Yes, she appears in Halloween Junkie Orchestra,
Correct.
right?
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Doers Infinity were there, and I know them quite well as well. So we walked through the door, and there they are. It was this really weird moment where we all live in Tokyo, but here we are in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It was just really interesting. But these things
Whoa.
happen. It was very cool. I remember in the sound check, TM Revolution, he kept saying my name
I
during the
know Team
check.
Revolution is awesome too. I thought Tommy and he were good friends. I don't know. Maybe I'm
They're
mistaken,
both
but
from
I
they're
think so.
both from the Kansai area. They both have like a Kansai accent, and I do too because I'm from that area as well. I think he is hilarious. He is such
Oh,
a funny guy. He's really smart guy. Very very funny, very quick, very funny Kansai accent type of guy. He's brilliant in interviews. I really like him. I love him. He's a funny guy. But Tommy could do those things. And I think she probably, when the offers start coming in again after the pandemic, my advice would be to do them, maybe one or two, maybe not a tour, but do a couple of shows. But the cool thing about the shows are with Asian Kung Fu Generation, this is what we did. We get an offer to play Comic-Con and then do a few shows as well, So we go to LA to do a convention and then do some concerts in LA. We get an offer from New York, go and do that, do some concerts. That's a really good way to do. Maybe not a whole tour, but do 2 or 3 shows. That's nice and manageable. That would be my advice for sure. I hope that she does that. It'd be great if she does that.
Yeah. So you think the only way to meet Tommy is going to Japan? That's it.
Oh, I see.
For your fans.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, there's no way to do anything, right, with any artist. There's no way to meet Taylor Swift. There's no way to meet Beyonce. There's no way to meet anyone. It's all virtual right now. It's the only way to do it, unfortunately. We have to wait until this pandemic is finished, and then we can see what we can do. I don't know if you know Dua Lipa. You know the artist Dua Lipa?
Yes.
Brilliant. I think she's a brilliant artist.
Yes, I love Break My Heart.
Yeah,
yes.
Great song. So she did a virtual concert the other day, and it was very, very successful. And it was for the whole music industry. They were looking at this one show to see how well it would go, because she spent lots of money on it. It wasn't just like a Zoom call. It was a proper production. She spent about $2 million to make the show, a lot of money. And they did very, very well. And that was a really interesting thing. Kiss did a New Year show in Dubai. And apparently they also were looking at this Dua Lipa show to see how they were going to do it and how well it would go to make the same concepts. And they did it as well. That might be the next way to do it for a period of time, is do a really, really good virtual show and then do a tour after that. So Dua Lipa said that 75% increase in ticket sales after that virtual show. That's amazing. And she's a big artist right now. She doesn't need to sell more tickets, but she did. So other bands are going to look at that and go, okay, that's the platform, that's the template for end of year 2021, Maybe summer festivals is too soon, but after that, we can do that way, do virtual show, really good show, and then do that on the road. I think Tommy could do that brilliantly. That'd be
hopefully great. Yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
Last question,
Yeah.
Okay, it's very easy question. Why you don't participate in James' Addiction project? It only was James and Jimmy, but you wasn't there. Well, at least in the video. I don't know if you helped to write the song or compose the melody. I don't know, but in the video you don't appear. So
yeah, that's another good question. I actually don't remember now the reason, to be honest with you. I don't remember what the reason was. I think at the time I was doing another project that meant it wasn't possible to do both, I think is what it was. That's all that was really going on there. There was no other reason other than that. I couldn't do it on a certain date. I actually don't remember what it was. So I couldn't do it. Now, one of the other Jameses doesn't live in Japan anymore. So it's not.
Which one? The Jimmy or James?
Jimmy. Yeah, why thought he was the bass guy more than anything.
Okay.
He's now not living in Japan anymore. So that's not possible to continue in the same way. I don't know if it's continuing or not right now, but it's not possible to continue in the same way. But from my point,
then it appears a tastic voice, right?
Yeah. Oh God. Oh yeah.
Yes, I know it.
That's right. Yeah. No, just for me, I remember that at the time that was going on, I couldn't do it because of something else that I was doing, another project I was doing. I can't remember now what the reason. It was maybe 4 or 5 years ago now. So I don't remember what that was, but something in my commitments for the next half year meant that I couldn't do it. I couldn't properly do it. So that was the reason.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to know it, because now you know the story, like the real life, because you only see it on the videos and the music, but you don't know what happened behind those things.
So that's the thing about this this whole pandemic and social media, that the two things together, it's now become about being very real and being very directly honest. The era, Michael Jackson, I'm not quite sure what he would do with the social media era, because his whole thing was about looking like an absolute, like a god. That's what he was doing. Can you imagine Michael Jackson going, "Hey, hi everybody, here's the light"? You just, it's not possible
I
to
just know.
imagine him doing something like that. You know, it's really hard to do. So that veil of interest in, you know, that godlike person, they're much less prevalent now. I think it's not the same way of doing it. I mean, even someone like Taylor Swift, it's easy for her to do this, "Hey, how are you doing?" because that, it just fits her vibe, and she is a goddess, but it fits her vibe. I don't know, something about this era. um her way of writing songs is about being vulnerable and being exposed. I think Tommy, that's not her way of doing it. It's not about being vulnerable and about being exposed. So it's a different way for her that she's going to convey her message. When she does a live stream, it's probably a little bit more. I mean, it's her way. It's exactly who she is, but her style is not about being vulnerable at all. I think mine is. I would say mine is. I think Taylor Swift's is. Selena Gomez, it is. That's how she wants to live her life. So different people fit in a different way. I think maybe this year, through social media and through news that's been terrible and pandemic, maybe Tommy is thinking, okay, how am I going to be presenting this in this new world way? Where do I fit? What's the way for me to do that? Maybe she's looking for it right now. She's trying to find that best way to do it, because you know, you have to remember Tommy has come from, I mean, like I said, that There Will Be Love There, that song, 1 million pre-orders. Overnight, Tommy's life completely changed, transformed. I don't know if she wanted it. I don't know if she was ready for it, but it happened. And then she embraced it. She made it the next stage and the next stage and the next stage. And, you know, she went from $1 million budgets for videos to not $1 million budgets for videos. You know, that's a big jump. That's a big, I don't want to say it's a fall, but that's a big change to have to like come to terms with and to realize. And going from CD pre-order of 1 million to no one now buys CDs. That is a
Mm-mm.
vast change in her life career. She was right at the end of huge CD sales. She began her career right when CD sales were basically going to stop worldwide. That's an interesting, you know, change for anyone to go through. Uh,
Yes, right now all the fans are happy because we can find Tommy music on Spotify. You
yeah,
know, here what's very difficult to listen, um Japanese music, J-pop.
I,
And right now on Spotify you can find almost all this discography from Tommy,
it's I think
and
maybe,
that is good.
I know, right? And I think that maybe has been a decision that she, you know, many Japanese artists have had to make. I will say that the Japanese music industry, I mean, they're now competing with K-pop. Let's be clear, K-pop has done it very, very well. The Japanese
Yes.
pop industry has done it very badly. One has done it very, very well, and one has done it very badly. And now Japan needs to catch up. Japan should have been the K-pop. Japan had all the money, all the resources, all the big artists, everything they needed. The platform was in Japan to make it a superstar country on the world stage. They didn't, though. They kept it small. They kept it inside their islands, and they have a massive catch-up game. They can do it. I just don't know if they really, really will, or if they even really, really want to. But I think they have to, because K-pop has
Yeah.
now shown the way. This is the way to do it in 2020 and 2021.
Yes, J-pop. I
Incredible.
think, well, in my point of view, I prefer J-pop music than
I
K-pop. But
understand. Yeah, I
K-pop,
understand this.
K-pop is good. It's good. I love 4 Minute, or I love the videos. The videos are great from the K-pop, but I prefer the music. I think they have more feelings the J-pop music in my
I
point of view.
understand.
I don't know.
No, I agree. I think what you're saying is maybe it feels more authentic to you. Maybe it just resonates more with you. I believe there are many people that think that. My worry is that Japanese people or Japanese bands don't quite think that. K-pop bands do. They think we've made something and I want the world to hear it. I don't know that Japanese bands all do that. Honestly, I think they think I want Japan to hear it. I'm not sure if the rest of the world wants to hear it. That's what they think. And so it comes over that way. That's my worry about it. For not for everyone, definitely not for everyone. There are bands, One OK Rock, for example. They are
Yes,
they are so aware of the
Haido, it's
market.
also good, I
Hideout,
think.
he is he's so right on point with what he is doing. He's so aware of what's going on, and it's clear.
Yes.
Ex Japan,
Also, I
really,
think
really
Scandal
yeah,
has a
very true.
good.
Scandal,
Mhm.
Kari Pamu Pamu, um,
Yes.
very, very aware of what the potential is.
Sekai no Wari. Sekai
Oh,
no Wari also.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
This is an example of those new bands, these new people who are really understanding what's going on. And then a few from the former era, like Haido and X Japan, who have been able to move very smoothly. They haven't gone against the grain. They know how to do this. They know how to work it. And they have. I think the Japan challenge is to make sure that you know how to work it, you know how to go. That's all it is. I've watched Asian Kung Fu Generation too. I don't think they were particularly worried about doing international tours. Not particularly. It would be nice, but they weren't like actively thinking about it. Now I think they are. Now they've seen it. They see the joy that happens. Honestly, Mexico City, the first time we played, I was I was really 4,000 kids all screaming those songs in Japanese.
Yes, I remember. I
It,
was in front of the stage, and I don't know how, but I finished at the end of the stage. I don't know how. It was
you're
very very fun.
it
Yeah,
was
I
a great
remember.
show. And I remember that day going back. I remember going back to Japan and telling people will come up to me and say, were there really 4,000 people there? I'm like, dude, they not only were there 4,000 people there, but every single person there knew every word of
One,
every song. And
I remember. Yeah,
t-shirts,
but
and they loved it. So you can either believe me or not believe me. It's up to you, but I know what I saw. I know,
yeah.
and they'll
I,
do it again because
but and I would like to go to a concert of them again. I love it so much. It
yeah,
was nice.
definitely. Yeah. I think Tom
Uh,
could do the same. I think Brilliant Green could do the same as well for sure.
okay. So Jay, that was all the question. Thank you very much for this interview. I love
My
it
pleasure.
so much,
My pleasure.
really.
Thank you. I hope it was useful.
And I have fun with you. Thank you for
Yeah,
telling us, share your stories, your projects, and also share some stories about Tommy. Thank you very much.
not at all.
Thank
Let's
you.
do it again.
Yes, for sure. And where we can find your social networks if you
Yes.
want us to follow you or
Please do,
to
yeah. So my band name is Maidenfield, Maydenfield. The 8th of January, this Friday, my new song is released. It's called Never Coming Down. I really hope you listen to it and love it. Please check it out on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to it. We'll have something on YouTube as well. Brilliant new track featuring Kino. She was in my song Love with a D. She's a Canadian singer, lives here in Tokyo with me. And I'll have more songs coming out this year. And I have two big aims for this year I'll tell you about. I'm aiming to have one song a month at least every year. And I want to kick a football, kick ups, with one foot for one
okay.
song. I want to be able to do it for 3.5 minutes. I can do it for about 1 minute right now, and that's it. Then the ball drops. I want to be able to do 3 minutes. So I'm going to aim for that this year. One day in one
You
of
can
the
show his video on Instagram. You
yes,
have it, right?
yes, that's right. That's right. I want to try and do that for 1 minute, not for 3 minutes, sorry, not just for like 1 minute or 30 seconds. So it's too hard for me now. I cannot do it now, but maybe June, July, when I release a song, maybe then we can do. And also the singer for Godzilla, Sai, Xai, I have a new song with her coming out very soon as well, which would be cool. And I hope you love that too. And
Of
yeah, like that.
course.
Hopefully see you again very soon.
Yes, for sure. So please follow him on his social network,
Thank you.
and also I leave the links on the box description, and you
Arigato.
can only click go to the access to her
Definitely.
his
Yeah,
social media.
that's right.
So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Really appreciate it. Have a great day, okay?
No, thanks to you, Julia. You too, Jamie.
Thank you. Bye.